What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Study Hall here on UFS University. Guys, we did it. Look how professional we are. We have mic stands and pop filters.
Very professional.
I can use my hands again. Look, I have hand room.
And you don't need those anymore. It's not your profession.
Yep, cut them off.
Cut them off.
Yep. You don't need them for anything.
So what Study Hall is for the unenrolled is we have taken a bunch of your guys' UFS topics as well as some of our own, and we sit down and we discuss them for your amusement, entertainment, and knowledge. So joining me at the table today, I'm Tamron Dallas Cardwell. We've got... What? I'm laughing at my middle name? You laughing at my middle name? I got my middle name from my grandpa. Hey, fuck you, Cody. This is Cody. This is Cody Johnson. The man who doesn't know... You know what I realized? We can actually adjust how high this mic is.
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
That is
Sorry if this sounds like
very
shit.
correct.
The man who does not know how to block with hand cannon. To my left...
Whoa.
No. I don't know how to block fatality.
Right.
That's the actual answer.
Oh, no, I don't think that's the nickname we're going to go with for Cody. But
That's a bit long.
The nickname is the Ringer.
The Ringer, right.
Ringer is
the
your
Ringer.
nickname.
I think that's such a funny
really
nickname.
funny
Next to my left, your right, we've got Travis. How are you, buddy?
Good. How are you guys?
Well,
And you?
I'm also me. I'm doing fine.
Yes.
I think,
Tamer, not one of the guys.
Talking to the audience.
yeah. Well, they didn't answer back. And then lastly, the lamest player on the game,
Hey.
James Stevens. So, Cody, this is your first time on the podcast, yes?
Yep.
Okay, so give me a bit of your background. Tell me about yourself.
I'm sorry, Cody.
as not just a UFS player, but as like a card game player, and make it short. I know you have a history.
I've been playing card games for since I was like 6. Played Pokemon TCG.
Attaboy.
And I played Yu-Gi-Oh. And I played Yu-Gi-Oh until I played World of Warcraft. And I played World of Warcraft until I played Magic. And I played Magic for 10 years.
10 years. Any accolades?
I cashed my first Grand Prix as a competent Magic player.
Competent.
It's true. I only played one Grand Prix.
It's a good word.
Only played one Grand Prix as a competent Magic player.
Okay.
Other than that, I top 8 like all the locals for the most part.
That's fair.
I'm a local ringer.
The Ringer. Yeah. How's your guys' weekend UFS been?
I recorded a deck profile today
Yeah. Good job, man.
on a deck that wasn't as great as I wish it was.
That's fine. I kind of forced you to do it because I wanted content.
Yeah. No,
But-
I still wanted to do the deck profile because I think the interaction's cool and I think somebody else can do something with it.
Talking your mic.
I am I'm right here.
Okay.
Tam with the whip. Make another deck profile.
hey, man. I gotta get
We gotta pay the
I gotta get
bills.
the Patreon
Hey, man,
bucks, dude.
slave.
We gotta pay the bills.
You think this shit was cheap?
Do you want to eat?
Travis,
Who tried to buy you dinner tonight?
how about you, buddy? How's your week been?
Pretty good. I put together Jetta 1 dot under death, and I stomped locals with it.
Jetta 1 dot, not 2 dot?
Jetta 1 dot.
Give me a brief synopsis of what's going on. You just playing Jetta's new stuff, and then Jetta, you just playing draw 2 a bunch every turn?
Some of Jetta's new stuff. The main thing though is Champion of Combat is really good in Jetta 1 dot because you can shove their card pool, and I found a really cheeky combo with his old asset Ozumu and Fort Negley.
Okay.
You didn't.
Well,
I already
I
did.
didn't see people using it, so I found
It's because it wasn't great.
It
Also,
works, though.
I just realized his attack is extremely good.
He cheated with it from Jake the Big Johnson, our producer tonight. How did you cheat? How did he cheat with
How'd
it?
you cheat?
I misplayed with it because I thought the card was during both turns, but I only did it once, so we realized after that.
It's good enough to be a cheater.
That is good enough to be
But
a cheater.
it was fine because
I
I
don't-
ended
that- no,
up
that- it's-
2-0ing him anyways.
It's not a misplay though. That's cheating.
You're right.
You can't
got
count as a
me.
misplay. A misplay would be secret stash.
Well, my week in
Nice
UFS.
callback.
That's my week
It
in
wasn't a
UFS
misplay.
has been fairly chill. I've just been playing. I've been sent to the studio and playing Faye a bit, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I've been
You
doing.
told me you made Tyler mad.
Yeah, I feel like I made Tyler mad.
He said he was just really frustrated. He wants the deck to work.
And I think
so
the deck.
much.
I think the deck does
deck's
work.
really good.
If you
And he
don't-
told me he doesn't want to play it.
If you
at
don't,
once.
if you don't have an answer to multiple X, then you lose.
Yeah, that deck's very frustrating to play against.
I think his deck is very good as well, and he's just not happy with it.
What do you? What are you looking at? You're looking at the deck, the Sasquatch deck.
Did you?
They're all 6 diffs.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Did you read the card I had you hand in my pocket?
Yes.
Yeah, dude. Make
Do you
them
know
big.
how cool that
And then
is?
Cody, how's your? You've been in retirement for a smidge from UFS.
You know,
our
since
our
you
newest
went to
player,
the PTC.
newest player, and then just instantly put it away.
He's like, I can't do this anymore.
I don't like leaving my house.
You know, that's fair. That's totally fair. So I want to go ahead and jump into the topic one of the night. And I want to talk about how do you beat Ken 2 Dot. Ken 2 Dot, whenever we went to nationals and all of these characters were spoiled, he was kind of the monster. It was him. It was Jeddah. People thought Gil was cool, but I know I myself had a talk with Luke Butler. Shout outs.
About how fucking
about-
nuts 2 6s on every attack.
Yeah, how nuts 2 6s, how drawing 2 on every attack, and shout outs to Brett Hillman. You can find his podcast Orange Card, Blue Card
On podbean.com.
Yeah, go out and support his stuff. He's got some really really good solo insight into the game. But he was like, yeah, every 7-hander that's ever drawn 2 cards has always been banned. So can't wait for Ken to be banned. And then I made him. And he's not that great.
He's not.
He's not that great. And but to continue on with the series, how do you beat Ken 2 Dot? There's the topic of today.
Play more defensive.
Or watch it kill itself.
Watch it kill itself. Yeah.
Which ties into playing more defensive, because if you play more defensive, it's killing himself is faster.
Are there any auto win cards that you could be playing inside of your deck to just, hey, I just win?
Hand cannon.
Hand cannon?
It says
Why
they
so?
can't move things from the discard pile, right?
That doesn't do
That-
much against Ken.
Ken would still be able to draw a crap load of cards, but one of his attacks
The
would
on-
not be able to remove.
Yeah, it's only Violent Shoryuken.
I guess at the same time, he couldn't move fatalities either just to pot of greed.
Yeah, you could block a fatality with a hand cannon.
You know what card is really? I'm sorry. You know what card is really silly versus Ken? Test your might.
Yes.
Yes.
If you test your might, Ken, he'll lose on the next turn. It's over.
What does Tester Might do?
It makes him mill 15 if you complete
And
the
So
draw
it's,
three.
challenge.
it's enhanced remove based on if your attack's 5 damage, 10 damage, or 15 up to. They'll discard the top 5, 10, or 15, and then you'll draw 1, 2, or 3.
So
It's
if
pretty
you're like,
cool.
hey, this missile launcher, I'll pump it for 4. I'll powerful it a little bit.
Oh,
hey,
look, it's at
got
15.
15. Mill 15 cards from the top of your deck.
And then I'll draw 3.
Oh, did I draw another one? Boop. Play it again. There's some really easy ways. Another thing that you could do is just I think Blanca could easily beat Ken.
Yeah,
just
for sure.
he has to see all of his attacks exactly where he wants them.
Mhm.
Especially if you're having any cheeky mill mechanics. E Honda could maybe do it. There's a couple of cards or no surprises. Hey, I'll check a 5. We'll both mill 1. Just
Yeah.
rip it through faster. What?
It's check a 4.
Is it extra check a 4?
Yeah, it is.
No
Oh, that's
surprises? Yeah.
Man, the point's still the same.
It is.
But I think Ken can still kill you through these answers. The Kens that we've made here locally for UFSU is just this really hyper aggressive fire deck that's just I'm gonna burn out by turn 3.
Nuts or not.
It's I'm gonna play a 7-minute match with you. I'm not playing a 7-minute game. I'm playing a 7-minute match. It's gonna take longer for me to shuffle than it is for anything else. And so it's possible that Ken has another way to play the game, maybe a more control build, and then at that point, it's just stat resets. I don't think you can do anything about the draw. Maybe fatality to remove other key pieces, remove his
Fatality's
foundations.
really good against him, I think.
Yeah.
I would say. He doesn't get to cycle back through and come back to attacks.
Yeah. If Ken cycles, he's dead, and so there's plenty of options to just get rid of that cycle.
Yeah. I thought about trying to build him in the same way that you would build Eva 2, because I think you could easily trade off an amount of consistency to not just lose the game on your first deck cycle.
So you're saying 100 card Ken deck,
Yeah.
and then just see, my issue with that is you have to play a bunch of 4 of attacks. Like it's almost impossible not to play 4 of attacks. Whenever I made the deck,
Because his
the
attacks
only
are like what you need.
the only 3 of that I played was Leg Shredder, which is a flash attack, and the reason it happened is so that I could banish it and ready another card.
Yeah.
So like the biggest issue that I have with playing this huge consistent deck is the draw 2 never exists because draw 2 late in the game doesn't matter, especially as a 7-hander. With the 7-handers, the only defensive abilities it has is he has 3 extra life. That's it.
Yeah.
And 3 life is nothing. 3 life, he could have any character could have 3 life and they're still dead from missile launcher.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you could be like, I'm just gonna play a Coffee Samba Kin deck, and my Coffee Sambas draw 4, and that sounds really
stop
silly.
giving away my ideas.
That sounds just real. That sounds real silly.
I'm just gonna take my deck and throw just
Just throw Kin on it.
Yeah.
Like I don't
That
like
was the idea I was thinking about.
your Eva Infinite deck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not positive you can. I think you'd have to change out the deck just a smidge. I'm not positive
Oh,
infiniting is going to be as easy. I think banish 8 off the top of your deck is going to be more consistent to like hit mimic and
Oh, yeah,
other
different.
garbage.
There's a lot more in my deck that won't have to be there.
So the cool thing that I've noticed is we've had this entire conversation and we have not brought up a single foundation. Are there any foundations that Ken 2 could run, should be running that you need to look out for?
I feel violent.
I feel violent. What does that card do?
E flip plus X speed. X equals the number of attacks you have removed, max of 4.
Okay.
So it's just plus 4 speed basically.
Yeah, that card's really good at the end of a chain.
I'm playing it in Evo.
Marshall Banana is also really good.
Plus X damage,
Okay.
5 max.
It turns everything scary. It says that you commit a card to not miss your 6 damage off of Ken. That's smart.
Explosives, acrobatics.
Yeah, explosive
Remove certain
acrobatics.
things to be able to trigger your draw 2.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
because
card's
checking
really good.
your attacks and Ken feels really bad.
Redeemed rogue, be able to remove them to be able to do the same thing.
Oh man, that sounds that man. Redeem Rogue Ken sounds
Mhm.
like an even hotter gas fire. Like it sounds
Yeah.
like napalm.
It's nuts
gonna,
or not.
It's gonna burn everything down. Cody, anything that you can think of? If you were gonna make a Ken deck, what would you? Like I get you haven't played in just a smidge. You'll be able to play the other topics.
I can't even think of anything. There was that. The only thing I can think of is like the foundation where you just mill to bring it down.
Oh, Folktale Storyteller?
I think that's it. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Because the only list I've ever played was the one that you made.
Yeah.
You and Jake, where you were playing your outrageous, kill them as fast as you can, and then you got a little more defensive.
I think the craziest card to look out for in a Ken deck is actually Improved Design.
Improved design is also.
I
very
think
good.
Improved Design
Yeah.
because of draw 2 on everything. You're just like, oh no, this is a foundation. This foundation says all my
It
attacks
was one
have
of the
+1
reasons I
damage.
suggested to you was it's kind of like Liu Kang,
Yeah.
which is like, man, I have all these extra shit. What do I do with this?
Mhm.
I don't want it.
I actually have been thinking about like if I were to like remake Ken, how would I do it? I don't think that I would play the kick package. I think what I would actually do is I would play a Rising Monk Ken deck to clear my card pool and then keep going. I draw even more cards. I like because the one of the biggest things with Ken is the fact that I just like I run out of room. Either my foundations are tapped or my card pool is clogged. So even if I can, I have the cards to keep playing. But like I lost because of that. Just play like really silly ranged attacks. Play really good, whatever, and then just be able to clear my card pool. And then hey, I'll play this Unite and then ready the foundations that I accidentally tapped. Oh man, I drew 2 more. I'm just gonna keep going and just Rising Monk people to death.
What symbol is that under?
Fire.
Yep.
So you can play text sphere.
You can play Tech Sphere, yeah.
Yeah.
You can play Tech Sphere. You can play some cool burn stuff with like homing missiles. Homing missiles is really good. Homing missiles says they burn or you destroy a foundation that's going to be a problem later.
Or they burn for 3.
Or they burn for 3, and it draws you 2, and it gets extra stats. Like
Which also means Redeemed Rogue's really
which
good.
also means Redeemed Rogue is really good. So like I think and Redeemed Rogue's actually like really good because it says +2 or -2, right?
Yeah.
So defensive wise,
it's very good.
it's gonna be pretty okay. Yeah, I think you brought up the word Liu Kang, and I think that is the best way to describe Ken. He's just fair Liu Kang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so that when you were playing it, that's what I thought was just like, he doesn't have as good of an out as Windmill Punch.
Oh yeah.
He did like if his multiple was as good as Windmill Punch, he'd be just as good as Liu Kang.
Now I hate to break it to you, but did you know that Ken Masters 2 can play Windmill Punch?
You're
Yes.
right, but I'm talking like not stats wise, but like effect wise. like Liu Kang used the multiple. I don't think Ken would use it like that. I meant like just an attack that does something for his deck that well.
Mm-hmm.
You get to draw 2 on all the multiples, yes, but you do not get the stats.
You do not get the stats.
Oh, okay, so what you're saying is that hitting them, making them deal with 12 extra damage, 16 extra damage because multiple 3 is just.
We can try it if you want.
I'm saying it was in the original build, and the only reason it got cut is because we were forcing ourselves to play this kick package in order to get the most value out of Violent Shuriken, which is a way to play Ken, a very, as Church put it in Discord today, a paint by colors way to play Ken.
I actually have a deck idea I want to build for Ken after this.
Perfect.
That you reminded me about.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And then I'll do deck profile on it.
But I think Ken is just bad Liu Kang. I think that's just all he is.
I also agree with this statement.
If you know how to beat Liu Kang, sans the card pool clogging, if you know how to beat Liu Kang, if you can survive the multiple of a little baby attacks, because the likelihood that he hits the 3/6 or the 6/12, like the likelihood of that, no, it's not 6/12.
It's 1/3 or 2/6.
It's 1/3 or 2/6. Man,
Yeah.
the likelihood of him hitting those, I was thinking Shuriken's definitely 6/12.
It is.
Likelihood of him hitting that is a little nuts. Like it's not consistent. My apologies.
Yeah.
So like deal with his attacks, understand that he's going to be drawing a bunch of cards, and he's going to have more outs than you. But banish 2 or RFG 2, remove from game 2 in order to draw 2 it's good when those cards are good, and it's awful when those cards are awful.
Mm-hmm.
Drawing 2 foundations off that is really bad.
Yep.
Any last minute thoughts we want to say on Ken? Cody,
I don't like the deck.
you don't like the deck? Why don't you like the deck?
I don't like Ken. I don't like the idea of just like going like the all-in plan.
Yeah.
I don't mind it, but it's just like not the all-in that I want to do.
Yeah.
So what do you?
I like playing extremely like reactive. And then most card games I like playing extremely reactive and then just killing you like in one go.
Okay.
Which
Backswing.
weird. It's like that's why I like to Jackie.
Yeah. Just like sculpt until you have
Sculpt until you
2 cards, and then play those same 2 cards 45 times.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling.
Neat.
Yeah, I think Ken's a very high-rolly character. Like, if you don't see specific things, you're going to lose the game because you'll exhaust yourself and all your resources, and then your opponent will just outscale you.
Ken reminds me of a coke habit.
Yes, I've had plenty of experience with
Please,
this.
I don't have any experience. Tell me all of your experience, Tam.
When you win with a Ken Masters deck, you are on cloud 9. You are top of the world. When you lose because they didn't do anything and you decked yourself out on 3, you just want to throw it against the wall. You're just like flipping over tables and punching hookers. Like it's a bad coke habit. It really is.
That's what a coke habit is to you? See,
No.
I gotta
Not at all.
see. See, coke habits.
Go on.
You see.
But yeah, it's so volatile that when it wins, it feels like skill, and when you lose, you're like, oh man, it was just bad luck. But it was just luck the whole time that you just happened to draw the nuts.
It's like Liu Kang.
Yeah.
There was the skill.
Wow.
You ran hot.
So with that, truly, last minute thoughts. James, Travis, anything?
I think we just haven't seen the right build for Ken yet.
Okay.
Same.
All right, I dig
I
it.
think there is something that could be there.
Takes one beautiful mind to just break everything with the 7-hander that draws 2 cards.
Yeah, absolutely.
True.
I'm going to try after this.
So with that, we're gonna go ahead and move on to topic 2.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this week's episode of Study Hall. If you like this video a lot, go ahead and you can click on this one over here to see last week's video of Study Hall. This one over here is going to be a playlist of our past study halls that we've been doing, or any of our other past content. We're going to have another square, I think right over here. Tam's going to put it right there for me. If you're new to UFS and you don't know what we talked about this week, feel free to check that out if you're new and you want to get to know the game a little bit better. And if you want to support us, we brought it up before, go ahead and click on our Patreon. That link's going to be right over here next to me. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll hopefully see you next week.